Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. We're back again with another one. First show of the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Salute. Appreciate everybody coming through the building. You know what I'm saying? We got these new WBA rankings. They came out last night, but they had made some adjustments to them this morning. So they put them back out. They posted back. They reposted it, so we're going to cover it for sure. Salute to everybody coming through the building, though. I appreciate the time. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, join into the conversation. Much appreciated. My man with Pettigrew, what's good with you, bro? Happy New Year. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Yes, sir. All right, we're going to get to it. Do a little screen share. You know what I'm saying? Go straight to the WBA website. You know what I'm saying? Like clockwork. All right. So just to take a look at it, right? So they did come out last night. They made some adjustments. They went back and fixed some things. Some minor changes, nothing too crazy. They added a couple of guys. They moved a couple of guys up, and we're gonna touch on it when we get to those divisions. So it's all good. Nothing really crazy. Heavyweight division: Alexander Usyk, unified champion, WBA, WBC, and IBF. So he want to fight Deontay Wilder. He doubled down on it. So everything been blessed off. I guess they're still negotiating and trying to find the right venue and the date for that. I wouldn't mind it being in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense in Vegas. Not the biggest fight, but it's probably the bigger fight for him for Usyk right now. You know what I'm saying? With one of the bigger names with Deontay Wilder, although he's faded, it's still a big name. So we'll see. They talk about April or May. So let's get it. Murat Gassiev is the WBA regular champion, WBA world champion per se. He just beat Pulev. Nice inside left hook, stopped him. So he has a mandatory right away. He has Moses Atama. Moses Atama has a fight coming up January the 24th. So if he beats Jermaine Franklin, the WBA is going to order Gassiev versus Atama. I think that'd be a fire ass fight. Like stylistically, that's like fireworks. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Otama does have options because the WBC ordered him to face Lawrence Okolie, and that's his stablemate with Queensberry. And also, he probably can get other fights too. So we'll see. But first things first, he has to win January the 24th. He win that, then we'll see. Let me see. Not really for the rest of the guys rated right here. There's not a lot of guys that have stuff coming up, at least to my knowledge. Hakan in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. I know Herkovic. He could get an opportunity with the WBO to fight Fabio Worley. Mammadov name been linked with Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury want a comeback fight, if they still plan on doing Fury versus AJ, AJ is going through a tragic situation, so we ain't putting nothing on him. But Mammadov name has been linked to Fury. I like Big Jug. You got the Perro brothers, number 2 and number 7. Pulev dropped to 10. Hunter dropped to number 11. Justin Hilton should be back pretty soon. And then we got a new entry, Tamar. He's from Germany. So, yeah, let's see what's popping. My man, BJ, Texas. What's good with you, bro? Texas 214. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through the building. Yes, sir. Bridgerweight, man, it's not too much to talk about with the Bridgerweight division. They did order the champion was the Gaziev versus Julio Sela Cruz. Let's see if they make that fight. It's really not too much going on and not really much to speak about, to be honest. Because this division, if you really look at it, with Usyk coming in at about 223, 224, what's the point of being this, having this division if you're undisputed heavyweight champion weighs, weighs under the limit. I think the limit is 224, so I don't know. It is what it is. Cruiserweight. We got some interesting stuff happening in the cruiserweight division. Zerto Ramirez is unified champion, WBA and WBO. He's already signed to fight David Benavidez May the 2nd, Cinco de Mayo in Vegas. That's going to be big. That should be big right there. So Far as Zerto, he's coming off of shoulder surgery. Now he had plans on fighting uh, January the 16th just to test out that shoulder. He may or may not have that tune up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he just goes straight into the Benavidez fight. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Those guys can definitely start promoting pretty early. I know Golden Boy and PBC are doing a co promotion February the 21st for Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. That's a perfect opportunity to kickstart the promotion. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. We have the other two champions. We have the WBC champion Noel McCallan. He just beat Badu Jack, and then John Mattia is the IBF and Ring Magazine champion. Hopefully, and both guys just fought top of December. Hopefully, Mattia and McCallan unification is next. Like I think that should be next. So we'll see. Leonardo Mesquia, he's number 2. He just recently had a win. He's a good fighter. Let me see. I seen Los Jr. number 4. I think he supposed to fight either. He was ordered to fight Vidal Riley, I believe. I think the next up and coming cruiserweight is Pat Brown. Pat Brown probably be back like in March or something like that. They're talking about doing John Hedges. I mean, I think he'll beat John Hedges, but Pat Brown against any of these guys in front of him, I'm saying maybe some good fights for him in front of him. Robinson Farr was supposed to get the Zerto fight, but he had like a little hand injury. He wanted to push it, but he wanted to fight on the. He wanted to have that fight with Zerto on the undercard of Barrios and Ryan Garcia, but it's no telling. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he missed out on that opportunity. We'll see. All right, light heavyweight. Dimitri Bivol, we got news about him. He said he's coming back, so that's good. Probably face one of his mandatories. That'd be Michael Eifert. Michael Eifert been IBF mandatory since March 2023. So that's probably the fight whenever Bivol decide to come back. They're talking about April, maybe May. So that's good. David Benavidez is moving up to cruiserweight to face Zerto. We talked about that. And then we got Albert Ramirez, who is the WBA interim champion. So we got 3 champions, as you guys can see, at light heavyweight. Albert Ramirez has a fight date, February the 5th. He's going to defend his interim title against Leron Richards. Leron Richards, he came in at number 10, like clockwork, because he got a title shot. So that's what it is. No big surprise on that. But Turbiev, he's still a free agent. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Arlen Lopez, he fights with Aegon Promotions in Germany. Sure, he's number 2. He might get an opportunity real soon. Daniel Lappin. Now, if Usyk and Wilder get made, I expect to see Daniel Lappin on that undercard. Look, just a quick little matchmaking. Daniel Lappin versus Dion Nicholson. I can see that. Dion Nicholson is basically in the same camp as Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they can run that up for their stablemates. You never know. Atif Overton. It's news about him about to come out. He's about to face Juan Carrillo, from my understanding, and that should be on maybe the prelims of Barrios and Garcia. Y'all stay tuned for that. Atif Overton is coming off a one-punch knockout win over Von Alexander, the veteran. And he don't normally get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's a good win, for that. Najee Lopez, I want to see him in this year with, quality opposition. He's definitely coming. Fights on Pro Box. Ezra Taylor has a big fight coming up January 24th. He's going to face Willie Hutchinson. That's a good fight right there. Willie Hutchinson is pretty much a solid light heavyweight. So we know we've seen him, but we don't. That's a big test for Ezra Taylor. Conor Wallace, he's number 2 in the IBF. He's just waiting his time to see what's going to happen with Bivol and Michael Eifert, Liam Cameron, and Bawaxi. They both top 15, but I actually thought they lost their last fights. So, yeah, man, it's interesting though. What's going on? Like even with Benavidez moving up to cruiserweight, there's no telling he's gonna come back to light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? After that. You also have another big fight in this division that's made Callum Smith versus David Morrell. It's been real quiet, but that fight got done. So that's probably be on the Riyadh season card, maybe February 14th. So a lot of movement, willing and dealing in the light heavyweight division, which is good. All right, super middleweight. Ramon Freeze, yes, March the 7th. Yep. Appreciate that. Abla LD was good. Happy New Year, bro. Salute. Yeah, yep. I seen that. Tommy Punch. Yeah, I seen that. I'm trying to watch that. Hopefully that's on the zone. I want to see that fight. All right, super middleweight. We've been talking about super middleweight for a minute. We know Terrence Crawford retired and vacated his title, and this is a more evidence of that. So Jose Armando Resendez, the former interim champion, he got elevated to the full WBA champion. So we already knew that was going to happen. So Resendez's name has been linked with Edgar Berlanga, and they was talking about them fighting on February 21st on that Barrios and Ryan Garcia card. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. The new changes, the original form of these rankings, they had Beg the Bully #1, but they went back and fixed it. Canelo is #1, but Beg the Bully is the official challenger. So if you guys, just for education purposes, if you see like OC by a fighter's name, that means they are the official mandatory challenger. All right. So just in case, if you want to follow the rankings, if you see OC, they the mandatory challenger. So we'll see. So Beg the Bully, I mean, I actually like Beg the Bully versus Resendez better than I like Berlanga because Berlanga's coming off a loss and whatever, but they saying Berlanga got the opportunity. So listen, why not Beg the Bully versus, I don't know, Jamal Charlo or some shit? Well, since he's in a mandatory position, he might not have to fight for the interim. So it might be Charlo versus Caleb Plant for the interim championship. You know what I'm saying? Since it's vacant now. So we'll see. They still kept that right there. So maybe they're working on putting somebody in that position. I don't know. It was talks about Lester Martinez fighting for the interim championship. But as you see, he's not rated with the WBA, which is interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? I thought he would be ranked because he's supposed to be on that Barrios Garcia card too. So, man, we're gonna see what they're gonna do. We're gonna see. Hamza Shiraz, even though he's #4, it's more than likely he's gonna fight for the WBO against Pacheco. Darius Fulgham is high up there. Maybe he get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Beg the Bully, but he didn't have a good comeback fight against David Stevenson. It wasn't a good flow. I think that fight was a draw, but he's still up there. Caleb Plant, it looked like he's kind of faded, but him and Charlo, I guess that's a grudge match they can make for a PBC card. If they make that, I'm guessing that'll probably go like in March or something like that. #8, Pavel Sagani. Now he might get the opportunity with the IBF because we have Iglesias and God. They're gonna start going down the list to see who want to take the Iglesias fight for the vacant title, and it might get to Sagani. You know what I'm saying? Got guys in front of him like Canelo, Munguia. Those guys ain't gonna accept it, in my opinion. We'll see. Beck Nurmagomedov. Yo, I like to see him in a good fight. I seen him on fight week of Canelo and Crawford, but he feels like a TKO fighter. I don't know. He feels like a TKO fighter. Zuffa boxing to me. Troy Williamson is a new entry. He's coming off a big win over Callum Simpson. He's another one that could creep up the rankings in the IBF too and take Callum Simpson's ranking. So, yeah, that's what's up. Super middleweight is open up. There's a lot of big opportunities because all the titles are vacant. So, yeah, that's a good thing. It can create some parity in the division. All right, middleweight. So we got the oldest champion in boxing, Erislandy Lara. He defended his title against late replacement Johan Gonzalez on the top of December on the undercard of Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach. Um, so he won that fight pretty easy. Wasn't the best fight. He got bookend knockdowns first and 12th round. So yeah, he's still dangerous. You know what I'm saying? He missed out on the opportunity because Zanderbeck tested positive for a banned substance, and that was gonna be a three-belt unification. So we're still waiting to see what's gonna happen with Janabek. He should be opening up his B sample sometime next week, and then we'll know more from then. All right. So Lara, there's no telling when Lara gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? It's no telling. All the Lara fights, he never promote his fights. He never go on Instagram or no. He'll do no social media. So we don't know the next time he gonna fight. So we'll see. Carlos Adames is a WBC champion. He's gonna face Ammo January the 31st on that Shakur Tiafimo card. And then the two titles, IBF and WBO, they'll probably be vacant. 2 cents in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So we got Yo-Yo Hernandez at number one. I would like to see him get an opportunity. He's one of the best fighters in this division for sure. And we'll see how that works out. Yo, Elvis Gomez crept up to number three. Michael Zarafa, number four. He's got a fight coming up January the 16th. He's gonna face Nikita Zoo. Zarafa and Zoo, they fight at a catchweight, 157. Yuri Cedeno, he's fighting on Xander's undercard. He's a good fighter too. I don't think Chris Eubank gonna be back for a minute. Aaron McKenna, he got new, he got new management, so maybe that helps him get better fights. Man, I like to see Aaron McKenna versus Yo-Yo Hernandez. That'd be a good fight right there. G Pacino, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. We have a new entry at number 9, Cordell Booker. So he's moving up to 160. So we'll see. We'll see. That gotta mean something, right? Maybe he get an opportunity. He's coming off a knockout loss to Fundora. I believe he got a win after that. So get him back in position. George Ledard, he's in there. He beat Conway. So yeah. Let's see what they get. Let's see what Matchroom has for him. Maybe he's gonna be on one of these undercards coming up pretty soon. 154, we got Abbas Baru, and we got Jerron Ennis as their champions, world and interim. Abbas Baru he has a mandatory coming up. Big fight against Xander Zayas to unify the WBA and WBO titles January the 31st in Puerto Rico. We haven't got a TV. We haven't got TV on that yet. So hopefully, we'll get something. They gotta air that, right? Robert Brown, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So yeah, that's a big fight in the division. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen with Boots Ennis and this soap opera of negotiations with him and Virgil. This shit is crazy. But I don't know. I think they may be putting themselves in position for a backup. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm looking at these rankings, it's two that jump out to me. One of them more realistic than the other. So you got Israel Majimov. We know he's coming back on the Matchroom show January the 24th. He having a comeback fight. You see he's right here at number 6. I feel like if they can't get the Virgil fight, they'll do another hometown fight for Boots versus Majimov. I can see that, depending on how Majimov look. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a new entry, Brandon Adams. But Brandon Adams might be unrealistic, depending on if they offer him crazy money. But Brandon Adams, he has an IBF purse bid coming up for the number 1 spot against Kevin Ajarko. Kevin Ajarko is number 2. So 2 versus number 11 is going to fight for the IBF. Well, they in negotiations. It haven't been done yet. We'll have to see. They're supposed to have, the deadline was December the 30th. It got pushed back to January the 6th. So we'll have to see what happens with that. That's a good fight too. I like that fight. That's a real good fight. So, yeah. Us as boxing fans though, we need that damn Boots and Virgil fight. That's the fight we need. There's no other way they can go because all the champions are busy. Fundora might not fight until shit. I don't even know. Maybe March or some shit. Maybe if he fight Thurman. And then, so that means Boots, if he don't get the Virgil fight, he won't be able to get a title fight until at least the summer, bro. And then that's going to keep him out the ring for damn near a year. So they got to make a move. We gotta get that fight. I had to mention some of these other guys though. Isaac Lazario, I like him. He had a good win against Venezuela on the Pitbull and Roach card. Andres Kakarakis, he's a good fighter. Fights with overtime from Greece. So Yoenis Tellez had a comeback win. So these three guys is in a they can probably fight each other. Number one, you got Pavel Solin. He's from Russia, but he fights with IBA. So he's looking to get an opportunity as well. So a lot of these guys, if they fought, they're pretty much 50-50 fights. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if they can fight each other and make it happen. All right, welterweight. We got Rolly Romero is a welterweight champion. He said enough is enough. Yeah, bro. This soap opera. They're trying to do a 30 for 30 on a fight that they should just give the fans. So Rolly, news about him lately. The negotiations with Pacquiao fell apart. He has an overdue WBA mandatory Shagwan Giasov. Giasov is pushing for that. It was only gonna be Rolly versus Pacquiao or Rolly versus Giasov. Anybody else was not realistic, and that's why Rolly was unavailable to have any other fights. And real ones know that. So Giasov's trying to get his opportunity. We'll see if Rolly actually take that fight. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. He said everybody and the mama want that fight except Oscar. I think nah, bro. Take Oscar out. Put in Virgil's dad and Virgil's manager. Take Oscar out. Take Oscar out, bro. Oscar want the fight. Oscar, Eric Gomez, the Zone, they on the same page. Virgil's daddy and Virgil's manager. Those two. Yeah, switch that up, bro. Yes, sir. Oscar actually want to fight because he wanted to keep the damn DAZN deal. You know what I'm saying? So, but he has to play. He got to kind of favor. He can't. He got to play the middle of that situation because he can't piss off the. He can't piss off the fighter, and then he kind of want to keep it cordial with the manager and the daddy. So, yeah, they on board, bro. So let's see what Rolly gonna do. Rolly got a decision to make, and he ain't gonna be able to have no other fight. He Rolly his time frame fell apart with that. Ghetto Fab in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So Rolly is gets off or vacate. So let's see, let's see. Stanionis, former champion, he's number 2. Curiel got a big fight coming up January 16th. He got a rematch with Alexis Rocha. So that's a big one. Conor Ben, number 4, but we all know he going down the WBC route. Conor Walker, I like him. He might get the IBF title fight with Lewis Crocker in April. That's a rematch. He can win that fight too. Ryan Garcia, we know he's fighting Barrios. Jack Calleral. Yeah, Calleral is, he's kind of like I don't know. Yeah, he's like a dark horse in this division. I see Haney versus Calleral. I see that, but maybe they get an opportunity. He's also in the mix for the Lewis Crocker fight, but I'm not sure. Julian Rodriguez, he might have to do a rematch with Avis Griffin. Let's see. He beat him last year. Tamir Smalls, he had a controversial win, but he got the win. Let's see what's next for him. He's top 10. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, that's what's up, man. Trayshawn Wiggins is a new entry as well, number 15. All right, super lightweight, 140. Gary Antoine Russell is a WBA champion. Zor Adelev is a gold champion. So I don't know what that actually means, but the mandatory is Andy Harako. Gary Antoine Russell and Harako's been preparing for each other for damn near a year. You know what I'm saying? So the latest is they supposed to fight on the Barrios and Garcia card February the 21st. Man, finally, those guys supposed to fight, long time ago. It's crazy how that fight has been pushed to the side. And look, I'm telling you, when you see that right there, that makes the champion lose a lot of value, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know we want to see like Gary Antoine fight the champions, But the way the champions and the way the business are set up, they looking at that like, bro, you're not even big enough or carry enough weight to, you know what I'm saying, to not have your fight postponed. Like your fight got postponed like 2, 3 different times, bro, and then they push you all the way back to February. So I don't know. We'll see. But Gary Antoine is dangerous, and he's one of the best fighters, definitely in this division. He just need opportunities, and if he get it, I believe he can unify this division because I think he beat all the champions. To be honest, let's see. But he got a tough Andy Harako, and look, when they have these long layoffs and fight postponements, I always worry about who actually adjusted better from the postponement. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen with Shockey Foster and Stephen Fulton. So we knew who adjusted better from the postponement. It was definitely Foster. So let's see. That's interesting to me. Let's see what's gonna happen. Um, he said I'm with that. Miss 40. He said always looking a Blair Fair. Yeah. He got sick. He had a fight the other week and got sick. He said, "What's next for Tamir Smalls?" I don't think so. I don't know, to be honest. I would say this: whenever Boots fight, that's when he fight. Now, as far as his opponent, I'm not sure because he's not in a position to like really, you know what I'm saying. So he basically piggybacking off of Boots. And the Hirako needs a big stage. He can scrap. Yeah, he a good fighter. I like him. Him being on that Ryan Garcia and Barrios, that's probably the biggest stage for him right now. All right, so Aljabar, he came back, got a win. He beat the guy who beat him earlier last year. Kevin Brown, he's number 3. He was supposed to fight Cletus Selton. Cletus Selton tested positive for a bad substance. So if you see by Cletus Selton's name, he has an asterisk. That means they under review. So they about to suspend his ass, I guess. Oscar Duarte, I'm hearing Oscar Duarte is fighting the Regis Prograis in February, but we'll see. Alberto Playo, he gets the winner between Matisse and Dalton Smith for the WBC. Kenny Sims, he said he got a fight date, so he's not gonna be on January the 16th. So, so the other 2 days, Golden Boy can put him on. Golden Boy's supposed to do a show February the 13th on a Friday in Anaheim, and that's supposed to be Oscar Duarte and Regis. So maybe Kenny Sims is on that card, and then the last one is maybe he'll be on the Ryan Garcia card the next week, because PBC and Golden Boy they co-promoting, so they can pick a couple of fights. Like Golden Boy get 3 fights, PBC pick 3 fights to be on the card. So that's how that should be. Normally, that's how it works. Sandor Martin, he had a comeback win a couple of weeks ago. So he's back in the mix. We know Jermaine Ortiz and Keyshawn, they're gonna fight on the undercard of Shakur versus Teofimo. I mean, that's a good fight. Great test for Keyshawn, testing the waters. The only thing now that I'm thinking, are those guys gonna actually fight at the 140 weight limit or fight above it, like 143 or 144? And I say that because Keyshawn said this is what he said. I'm going off his words. After the fight with Jermaine Ortiz, he's going to 147. So why even fight at the 140 weight limit? You ain't fighting for nothing. And plus, Jermaine Ortiz is a big 140. You know what I'm saying? He normally, like his last fight, I think he was like 143. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe they'll do something like that, do like a catchweight like 142. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no reason to make the weight limit if you guys not going to actually fight for, you know what I'm saying? It really don't make no sense to me, but we'll see. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. I'm hearing, like, guys like Jack Ravensey might be on some of these undercards on Queensberry. Jukin Baliel, we got to see him back. Arislani Alvarez. I didn't like his last performance, but he can bounce back for sure. All right. Lightweight. Talk about the lightweight division, 135. YSM, what's good, YSM? Salute. Khalid in the building. What's good with you, bro? Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys coming through. So we know, of course, Gervonta Tank Davis is the WBA champion. lightweight champion. They ain't stripping him, none of that shit like that. We want to see him back as fight fans. So we want to see who he gonna fight. Um, I like the Lamont Roach fight, as you see. Lamont Roach Jr. came in number 4 right here in these new rankings. So maybe that's something to that. I ain't really mad at that either because Lamont Roach probably better at 135 at this stage. So hopefully that leads to something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So we still waiting to see what Tank gonna do. Plus, Lamar Roach broke his hand, so we ain't pushing him back in the ring so quick. But you know, we boxing fans, we talk about it, right? But we'll see how that shake up. So Tank, the two names for him, what they were saying, what came out was him versus Pitbull, which I'm cool on, to be honest, and then him versus Roach. That's the one I want because that was more controversy. He beat Pitbull Cruz with one hand, pretty clear. The Lamont Roach fights got a lot of controversy, and he got out of that fight, the rematch. He exercised his rematch clause, then he took it back. He reneged on some space type shit. So I'd rather see that next. But he can fight anybody he wants. Y'all know how it is. He's the biggest name in and around these divisions. So I ain't push him into no fights until he said he ready to fight. He said he was tired of boxing. So me, as a fan, I ain't push him into no fights. If you tired of boxing. So let's see. You didn't see Keyshawn post a picture of him. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. I got Hiroka. The WBA belt has a curse on it. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Well, you can successfully defend it once, then curse it, keep it going. Okay. Oh, that's interesting, bro. That you're saying that because how many times? Okay, yeah, Ryo Pitbull lost his next fight. No, Pitbull? Yeah, he did. Ryo beat him. And yeah, they're exchanging that shit even before that. Yeah, damn, that's interesting. Salute to you, bro. Who's that 2-0 black fighter Zed Brooks guy? I don't know. I ain't never seen him. Teach, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So yeah, man, let's see. We got Francisco Fonseca. That shit's funny seeing him right underneath Tank Davis' name because they fought before on the Mayweather McGregor card, and it's just funny seeing his name right there. Look, I'm gonna say this too. I know Lamont Roach was trying to fight Fonseca when he had that homecoming fight in DC before he got the Tank fight when he fought McCory. He was trying to fight Fonseca, but Fonseca couldn't get a visa. So I'm just saying, bro, if shit fall apart where he can't get a big fight, which I think right now Lamont Roach is in a position where he can probably get any fight. And it's crazy because he's one of the he's gonna be on the B side, but he's one of the bigger names on the B side right now. He's kind of hot right now. He may have his light may have been dimmed just a little bit in the Pitbull fight, but maybe not. You know what I'm saying? So he can get a fight with any of the champions if an opportunity available. If Shakur wins and want to come back to 35, that's another fight right there. I mean, the Mason fight, like he got opportunities like as a B side. That's kind of rare. A lot of B side guys don't get opportunities like that. But let's see. Floyd Schofield is number 1. He been number 1 for a minute. I'm hearing he gonna fight JoJo on that in February on that Honda card I was talking about that Golden Boy trying to do. It's a possibility that Floyd can get on the undercard of Barrios and Ryan Garcia too. So let's see. But I'm hearing the opponent is JoJo. They're gonna reschedule that fight. Golden Boy have been hell bent on making Floyd versus JoJo for a long time, even since Floyd signed with Golden Boy. So that's not really a big big thing. Lucas Body is number 2. He with MVP. I'm not sure what he got cooking. You know what I'm saying? I know he lost 100K on betting on Jay Paul. That was nasty right there. Usmanov, he just beat Maxie Hughes on the IBO show. Martinez is supposed to fight in Japan, but he pulled out. I don't know what happened. Ryo number 8, but Ryo he's going to TKO and Zuffa Boxing. So I'm not sure what that gonna mean to his. Like that's another question. They never really clear that up. If you with Zoo for boxing, do you lose your rankings since they don't fuck with the rankings, or you still got that opportunity? I don't know. Sam Noakes is a new entry at number 9. His stock went up off his performance against in a losing effort versus Abdullah Mason. But as we seen, he tough as hell, and he probably can give any of these top guys some work. Albert Bell, we always root for him because he's been getting the short end of the stick his whole career. So let's see him back in a meaningful fight. Bruce Gas in the building. Salute to you, bro. My bro Mike in the building. What's good? Salute. What's good with y'all? We have a new entry at number 13, Luis Torres. He fights with Pro Box. He signed with Samson. You know, Samson be finding them diamonds in the rough. So we'll probably see him back. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably see him back pretty soon. So that's lightweight. 130. 130 done flipped upside down too. We got a new champion, Jazza Dickens. He got upgraded from interim to full champion. He was supposed to fight last week on the Anyway card in Japan. His opponent had a detached retina. No, broken orbital bone. Both of them shits fucked up. He had an eye injury. So he got pulled off that card. But they moved quick. They about to make the Anthony Kakashi fight. And just like clockwork, as you guys can see, number 7, Anthony Kakashi enters the new WBA rankings at 130. So there you go. Those guys looking like their fight will happen March the 14th in Ireland. That's gonna be a fun fight. Now I know Ashaki Foster, he did call out Jazza Dickens, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I like the unification and all that shit too, but just because that fight didn't happen, that don't mean Jazza ducked Shockey Foster because he in a tough fight too with Kakashi. Kakashi been beating up all the old head UK fighters as of late. He beat Cordena, he beat Lee Wood, he beat Warrington, and here's another old school OG UK fighter, Jazza Dickens. So the fight is actually gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It's actually gonna be entertaining. Let's see. So what that does, though, my guy Ray Ford, like I said, Ray Ford he's on the outside looking in, and he always gonna be like that until he become a mandatory. Other than that, guys not just gonna call, yo, we're gonna fight Ray Ford. You know what I'm saying? He's just not gonna get that opportunity. That's just what it is. But I see that Ray Ford is in training camp. Look like he's in there with Shakur. I don't think they sparring, but I see him out there working. So maybe he got something coming. Maybe he hop on a Riyadh card or something like that coming up. Crayola Traveler, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. I wouldn't mind to see Ray Ford on that Shakur Tifimo card. That would probably make sense, but maybe he got something cooking too. Let me see. So Mad Dolphins #1. Zerbeck, that's a fight I want for Ray Ford because Zerbeck got a high ranking with the IBF. If they make that fight, Zerbeck versus Ford, that makes sense for the undercard of Nunes and Navarrete, who is about to unify the division February 28th. That's a matchroom show. That makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? You think Ray Ford gonna have to do something dramatic like Shane Mosley back in the day? Nope. Because if he skip a division, he's still gonna be just at the more deeper at the bottom of another division. Like if he jumped to 140, it's a lot of shit going on at 140. You know what I'm saying? The picture ain't clear. I mean, he may look maybe go holler at Abdullah Mason. You know what I'm saying? That's it because Abdullah Mason, you know, I don't see a lot of guys rushing to fight him. Maybe that what you talking about. But let me see, jumping up 2 weight classes. If he jump up to 140, he gonna be like at the bottom of the barrel type shit. As far as like politically, but maybe it's an opportunity for him versus Mason if he jumped to 130. I don't know. Ray Ford versus Andres Cortez is a good fight as well. It's a good fight, but I don't know. I don't know. They was Cortez is one of the names that turned down the fight with him, his last fight, but it was on short notice. Still no undercard. No, not yet. Nah. Nah, I haven't heard anything. Maybe shoot, maybe Ray 4 is on there. Even though it's in Arizona, but if it's for like a final eliminator, maybe he's on there. Josh Pally, we may see him. Some fight news on him. Maybe the Bachram and Kelly card. Maybe. Um, yeah, Kakashi. Yeah, look at Austin Brooks, number 8. Him and LeBron is fighting on Mount Serrano's card coming up Saturday. You got Edson Garcia. Garcia, he had a big win in Japan last week, and he just signed with TKO Zuffa Boxing. So he's taking his talents over there, but he's a good fighter too. Gallegos, damn, I said he fighting somebody. I forgot what card he's gonna be on. I forgot. But yeah, Gallegos is an up and coming fighter. He's with Sean Boxing in Dominican Republic and Box Lab. He's solid. I was thinking maybe Fonseca fight at 35 against Lucas Body. Why didn't they reschedule Kakashi? Like Kakashi, I guess he wanted. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't reschedule it with Ray Ford, but I don't know. But yeah, Fonseca versus Lucas Body. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see that. Zuffa's first card is January 23rd. They might have one on the 30th, and they might have one like on the first week of February, from what I heard. So let's see. Let's see, man. They running them cards out. I like that shit. All right, featherweight Nick Ball defending his WBA title against Brandon Figueroa. That's February the 7th. That can be a good one. I think Figgy kind of faded. I ain't like his last 2 performances, but he's tough enough, strong enough, and big enough to give Nick Ball some issues. So let's see. This might be the toughest title defense of Nick Ball so far. You know what I'm saying? It might be the toughest one. So let's see. Cuello, haven't heard much on him. He's the interim champion, so we would think he's the mandatory, but it didn't work out like that. Elijah Pierce, he fell out his fight against Lorenzo Power. They might reschedule. I'm not sure. I'm at in the building. I know Manny Pacquiao Promotions has a card in upstate New York in February, so maybe they reschedule that for then in Turner Stone. Haven't heard much on Komatov. Like we haven't heard much on a lot of these guys. Crazy. Luis Neri, he's always in position for a big fight. Kameda, John Paul Rivera, he's fighting on Mount Serrano's card coming up on Saturday. Rayo Sasumi, he had a good win. They're gonna push him now. He's with Ray Magazine in Turkey. Luis Nunez, Liam Davis got a fight coming up. He got Zach Miller. That's on the Moser Thomas card, January 24th. So yeah. Featherweight, we got Fulton is not the WC champion. The title is vacant. So Shushu Carrington and Carlos Castro are gonna fight for that January 31st. Angelo Leo is gonna fight his mandatory Rais Salim. That should be interesting. And Rafael Espinoza is I guess he's in a voluntary stage. Just waiting around. I can see I want to see these guys unified before one of these guys move up. We might not get it. And I feel like these guys should unify now and go ahead and establish yourself as a number one guy because you got a potential big fight on your hands when Naoya anyway moves up to 126 eventually. I think if he beats Nakatani in May, ain't nothing else at 122 to be honest because unless it's Bam, that's a super fight. Bam jumping up weight classes. But I'm not sure if Bam ready to jump up so quick. I'm not sure. That's the only fight he probably would stay at 122 for. But if not, bro, he done clean out the division like twice. You know what I'm saying? 126 is the division that would probably would challenge anyway the most, in my opinion. So let's see. But Espinoza, he might move up and wait for the winner of Navarrete and Nunez. Man, there's a lot of shit going on. He said Josh Pally. Okay. For the vacant title, EBU title. All right. That might be on that Bachman card, Bachman and Kelly. This is a good style matchup. because B Fig and Dude will be they'll be in the pocket all night. Yep, yep. Unless Figgy want to box Southpaw like he did against and try to box against Fulton. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was fighting. Oh, that shit was nasty. He said February 28th. Okay, turn the stone. That's where the Boxing Hall of Fame is at. Is pushing that Bam fight heavy for the. Yeah, they are pushing that, but we'll see. That's a super fight. You know what I'm saying? And Bam said he's not staying that long, so he gonna retire when he like 30 or something, 28. So why not? All right, 122. Anyway, undisputed defending his crown against Picasso. He fought 4 times last year. What's next is Junto Nakatani. That fight is pretty much done. Nakatani suffered an eye injury in that fight. Hopefully it's not too crazy, but that's the next fight. I'm gonna be honest. If Nakatani not ready to fight, bro, I feel like anyway should just move up to 35. I mean to 26, excuse me. 26. I'm trying to push him up divisions. I think he should move up to 26, bro. It ain't really too much left to do. Nakatani and Bam. Other than that, it ain't too much to do. Betancourt is the regular champion, well, the gold champion. Ramon Cardenas, I like his last performance. He looked good in that pro box fight. You know what I'm saying? I want him to get another opportunity as well. Cardenas makes a great style matchup for anybody. And whether it's Picasso, whether it's Hernandez. Hernandez's name is on fire right now because a lot of people thought that he beat Nakatani in a good fight. MJ Akhmadev is right there. You know, let's see what he gonna do. Maybe he move up to 126. You know what I'm saying? He been at 122 for a long time, and you know we heard about his weight issues. Gary Antonio, I'm not sure what's next for him. Him and Cardenas both did some, you know, they do business with Pro Box. I thought that may be the fight, but I'm not sure. Sam Goodman at number 8, he got a fight date. He's fighting January. No, he just fought. My bus. Sam Goodman just fought. He had a win. He fought on Tim Zoo's card. That's right. Then Picasso dropped to number 12. Okay. So yeah, man, let's see. Like these guys right here, bro, they should be getting in line because I feel like any day now, anyway, gonna vacate those titles and they should be in position. I always say that about any division, undisputed or unified, get in position because this we may see the champion vacate and move up pretty soon. So yeah. He said trying to box. Yeah, be fit. Yeah, bro. That shit was nasty. Gary Antonio about to be an active man. They stay inactive. That's the name of the game with the Russell family. All right, WBA champion, 118 pounds, bantamweight. We got Saya Susumi. He defended his title. Well, they unified the titles, I guess, the world title and the interim against Donaire. That was a pretty good fight too, close. Um, Donaire came up short, but they gave him the number 1 spot. So Donaire is tight with the WBA. You know what I'm saying? His later career. You know what I'm saying? So he might get another opportunity. Now he's supposed to fight. Susumi is supposed to fight Antonio Vargas, who they put in champion recess. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? He said Lover versus Angeletti. Man, they should make that fight, man. Make that fight for some type of eliminator. So they still got Donell number 1. Tension is number 2. Kazuka Aoka, he moved up to number 3. Now in the original rankings that came out last night, they had Aoka at number 6. So they moved him at number 3. He just won an eliminator on New Year's Eve. He stopped that guy from Venezuela. Easy money, body shots. So, but he may go the WBC route and face Takuma. So we'll see what's up with that. We got a new IBF champion, Jose Reyes. He looked good his last fight. Salute to him. And then you got Christian Medina. So this is another division that's opened up because the best fighter moved up, Junto Nakatani. So we in position for some great fights if they can make the unifications. And plus we may anticipate Bam moving up to 118 pounds. That will put more spice into the division. You know what I'm saying? No, they are. They are. Now we got some Mexicans now. We got two Mexican champions that may have something to say. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting. Let's do another Japanese versus Mexican card. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. That was pretty entertaining. Let me see. Before I leave, Eskasui, he's in there, number 14. Now he's with Pro Box. He's been looking good as of late too. He got a stoppage win over Vincent Astrolabio recently, and let's move him up too. Let's get him in a good fight. All right, 115. Bam Rodriguez, unified champion. He got one belt left to get. Will he get it? I don't know. With Apollo Garcia is the IBF champion. He had to pull out his fight with Kenshiro due to an illness, and he has a mandatory Andrew Maloney. Andrew Maloney's team is looking like they're not trying to step aside or nothing like that. So that may push Bam to 118 pretty quick. Now, boxing as a business is always a chance that people reconsider due to money. So we could possibly get Bam versus Garcia, but I don't know. We'll have to see. David Jimenez is the interim champion. So if Bam move up, he'll just move into the full championship picture. Scrappy Ramirez is number one. He got a fight coming up January 16th. He's going to face Brian Rojas, who's moving up in weight to fight him. This is pretty much final eliminator for Ramirez, for Scrappy, because if he wins, he'll probably get a rematch with David Jimenez, who beat him a couple years ago. So let's see. Chocolatito's still hanging around, but I'm not sure if he's actually in the game. Sabu, this kid right here, nice. Sabu, this dude, nice. He only got like 3-4 fights. He beat up on Quadras pretty good, and he's gonna get an opportunity at a world title pretty soon. So yeah. So yeah, man. Let's see. Well, 115. What they gonna do with this IBF situation? Because that's like a big domino to see if Bam gonna stay. Because if they do Andrew Maloney, then Bam is up out of there, I believe. He said, think Bam may get the Medina fight. Yeah, I can see that. That'd be his first fight at 118. The WBO would, put him number one. Yeah, I can see that too. Let him fight anyway. Yeah, either one, but definitely the WBO because of their super champion status. So yeah, I'm with that. He pulled out the card. I thought he did. Yeah, they did the weigh in and everything. Yep, he pulled out. Garcia pulled out. Sandoval versus Akui. Lemur versus Ascawaga. Oh man, I want to see Sandoval versus Ascawaga though. You don't forget, man. I want to see that shit. They should put that on the. It should be in LA, but that would be a great fight for like a I don't know co-main event. I don't know about co-main, but that'd be a great fight for the Barrios and Ryan Garcia card. That'd be a great fight for that card. Oh, because I'm not sure if they can do that on their own, like headline, which I wouldn't mind. I support it, but I think that's definitely an undercard fight. Yeah, Rafael Espinoza. So he's a unified champion at 112. He's in a voluntary stage. He has a mandatory with Galal Yufa. They both are allowed to do interim fights before they order to fight each other later in the year. So yeah, let's see. Let's see who Rafael with my man Ricardo Sandoval, who they give him. I like the Oscar Waga fight. And any of those names, my guy Anthony just named, I'm with those too. Let's see how realistic they are. Yeah, that's interesting. I know Oscar said he wouldn't mind doing Sandoval versus Oscar Collazo moving up 2 weight classes, but I'm not sure. Yankiel Rivera, he got another opportunity at the interim title. He's gonna face Jonathan Gonzalez. That's coming up on Saturday, January the 3rd. Amanda Serrano's undercard. So Rivera, he fought Cordova, man. That was a ugly fight, bro. Like somebody said they should run it back. Hell no. Unless you trying to put your kid, oh no, that's child abuse. That wasn't a good fight to watch. Their styles didn't mesh. And it was a bad decision at that, so I'm cool. Okui is a former champion. I want to see him back in the mix. Hassan Boyd Dismatov. I seen Samuel Carmona. He had a win recently too. Sergio Mendoza. Now he's the IBF mandatory at 108, but they got him ranked right here. But I think he gonna go after that world title pretty soon. He said, so did the Japanese guy fight someone else? Nah, he didn't fight nobody else. Taraji, he was pulled off the card. Yep, he was pulled off the card. They couldn't find an opponent in 17 hours. You know what I'm saying? They in Saudi. It's not like they in Vegas or Cali where you got guys at that weight class training all the time. They can make the weight probably or close. All right, we got Rene Santiago. He's a unified champion right now. He just beat. He, he just had a good win over. Upset win for me over Takami. I was picking Takami in that fight, but Santiago unified division at 108 pounds this year or last year, and salute to him. Let's see what he got. That number one, the new number one, Kira, he dangerous. I seen him the other day. He dangerous. That'd be a tough fight, but he kind of inexperienced for Santiago, so he got that on his side. Let's see, because he probably won't get a unification because both of the other champions, CP Freshmart, WBC, he has a mandatory. Eric Badilio, they should be able to satisfy that next. And Semstry has Mendoza, Sergio Mendoza, and I think both of those guys may lose against their mandatories, to be honest. So Santiago may have to do a mandatory. So let's see. 108 pounds. And then 105, we have Oscar Lazo. He teasing a fight date, a fight return. If it ain't against one of the champions in this division, um, man, I'm cool. I don't even want to see him move up and fight. I don't even want to see him move up yet. I want to see him unify the division. So we waiting on word for that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get some news on that shit. For sure. Because either the rematch with Melvin Jerusalem, WBC champion, or the one I want, Pedro Todoran for the IBF. So make him a 3-belt unification. That should be his 2026. Fight these two champions, and then you can go up to the other divisions if you can make the weight properly. If everything is good to go. Yes, indeed. Boxing in the building was good. Happy New Year. Salute to you. Shower in the building. That's a good undercard fight. Yeah, that is. Yep. I accept that. Oh man, great news, bro. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm looking. That's the one I want anyway. All right, so that's what it is, man. Salute to everybody coming through. Just a little recap. We know the WBA. If you rank in the organizations, the WBA, they might be the 3 or 4. We already know that. The WBA don't really do a lot of ordering of fights. They got too many belts, interim champion, gold champion. There's not a lot of transparency with the WBA. You know what I'm saying? They'll do something. Like, the WBA is the one sanctioned body that will rank somebody that haven't fought in years. Like, they'll do that shit. And they don't bat no eye either. They'll do it without no explanation. So, but what I do like about the WBA though, they are consistent with, like, I like how they do their website, and then what they do with these rankings, they consistent with it. Like, I expect it. I used to be like shocked when I seen that shit. Like, oh hell no, but now I'm like, oh, that's just the status quo right there. That's what it is. But let me see. Jazza Dickens is a new WBA champion at 130. He's going to defend against Anthony Kakashi. So Kakashi was not rated last month. Now he come in at number 7. I ain't tripping off that. Kakashi is one of the top 130 pounders. Even though he been inactive, he pulled out the Ray 4 fight, but he's still a good fighter at 130. And you know it ain't no big deal to me because the fight is already made. You know what I'm saying? 135. I like Sam Noakes right here. Hopefully Sam Noakes can get another big opportunity. Lamar Rose Jr. number 4. So I don't know if that's an indicator that he got the Tank fight next, but I guess it make it easier. I guess I don't know sanction fees. So I don't think it's like no big story because it's no big story because Lamar Rose Jr. got he's still nursing a broken hand. I don't think he's allowed to punch yet. So I don't know, and we don't know when Tank coming back or if he will come back. You know what I'm saying? He done did that before. So we don't know. I want to see Gary Antoine back. Him and Andy Harako got business. Hopefully, they can do it February 21st. Let me see. Rolly ain't gonna get the Pacquiao fight, so he got Shakur and Gibbs off. It's mandatory. So let's see what comes to that. I think he might vacate. Abaz Baru versus Xander Zayas. That's coming up. That fight ain't getting a lot of buzz, but that's probably one of the best fights this month. Well, yeah, to start early in the year, and it's a unification. That's gonna be fun. Those guys know each other, Abaz Baru and Xander. So let's see how they navigate that. Who's gonna strike first and implement their style? Man, we still waiting on the soap opera to end between Bruce Ennis and Virgil Ortiz with these negotiations. They got the venue. They got the date. Can they get them? Can we get the fight? You know what I'm saying? We all know it's gonna be in Vegas, MGM or T-Mobile. Either one, probably MGM is better for that fight. You know, and then yeah, March 28th, MGM. Just make the fight, bro. Stop playing around because really, if Boots don't get a fight and don't fight Virgil and that on that date, and he ain't gonna get a big fight until later. Well, a world title fight, official world title fight until later in the year, because all these guys are busy, and they're gonna be on some recovery shit. So Bachram, I can't see Bachram if Boots trying to come back in March and April, right? Just per se, they say that's one of his dates. Bachram not going to fight January 31st. Win. Let's say he beats Josh Kelly. Go to Ramadan. He do Ramadan. That's he off for a month. He ain't doing nothing. So Ramadan is what February 17th, 30 days and up until March. So he ain't gonna start a training camp until late March, April. So that's gonna put the fight like in June, 8 weeks, right? So he got to wait till then. If Xander wins, Xander ain't fighting until Puerto Rican Day weekend. That's June. Uh, who knows with the PBC and Fundora? So basically, if Boots don't get Virgil, bro, he ain't gonna have like a big fight, a big name fight until at least later in the year. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why that fight shouldn't happen. Like it's only one obstacle. That's the manager and the daddy going back and forth with Golden Boy. That's it. All the other shit, all the other logistics shit been cleared. The date, the venue, the network want it. You know what I'm saying? You got you a co-main event. Ain't even nobody even talking about it. You got a co-main event. Ben Whitaker is gonna co-main event that card. You know what I'm saying? So you got everything you need. You know what I'm saying? Just those guys gotta get it together. And we don't hear nothing about Boots and Virgil being done. I'm gonna say Martin Luther King Day. And we don't hear nothing about Martin Luther King Day, bro. They probably ain't gonna fight and they probably go different directions. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting close. If you're doing it on March 28th, you're getting close to your first getting prepared for the fight. Now I know both guys work hard and they're gonna pretty much be in dog shape come to fight, but you got to promote the fight. You got two guys that really ain't big talkers, so you got to put some spice into it. Do a little 2-city tour, and then that's enough time for you to basically sell the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a big fight for us boxing fans, but I don't know if it caught with the casuals yet. So you'll get opportunities to do that if you go ahead and make the deal, and then you can go ahead and start to promote. You feel me? Because you got two guys, they kind of like introvert guys. They really ain't talking a lot of shit and whatever, but we got to see their personalities, and then you got a chance to do the media stuff. It's a big process when we doing these big fights and pay per view too. You got two guys that never been on pay per view, and now we're gonna wait till the last minute to announce the fight. That's not good business. That ain't good business. And then when you get a pay per view number of a 15K pay per view sales, you know what I'm saying? That's why that happens. Resendez, the new WBA champion. Yep. I like Kakashi. Well, why did he fight for? I thought he had an injury, a back injury, from my understanding, and he had to pull out the fight. So they never circled back to make that fight. Definitely running this back. I can't wait for Xander Baru. That's a good fight. Yeah, solid card too. Better on my pocketbook. T-Mobile. I like MGM because everything is right there. You got where they do the press conference right there. You got the everything is right there. If they do it at T-Mobile, they're gonna do the press conference at the MGM. But at the MGM, everything is right there. It's more centralized to me. So let's see. They gotta make that fight. What else we got? We still got Lara, the oldest champion. All right, here we go. 168. So Jose Armando Resendez, he has been elevated from interim to full champion, due to Terrence Crawford retiring and vacating. So it's official. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is the quickest somebody retired and vacated in boxing in a long ass time. Normally, they announce their retirement and they be holding on to the belts to the last second. So Crawford, he announced his retirement like on the 15th, and all his belts is gone by the new year. That's what's up. 2 weeks. So Resendez's name been linked to Edgar Berlanga, but since he's the new champion, I'm not gonna hold you. I won't be surprised if they do a little switcheroo and give it to Charlo. I'm just saying, I won't be surprised. Caleb Plant, he turned down his rematch clause, so I don't know. Honestly, it would make sense if this, like, when y'all say the sport, the sport part of boxing, this would make sense. Resendez don't have a mandatory that's due yet, even though Beg the Bully is the mandatory. But it makes sense for Resendez to fight Charlo, right? They both won their fights. Resendez beat Plant, and it would make sense for Plant to fight Berlanga. Both coming off of losses. The winner, they back in the driver's seat, and they can sell the fight. What that makes sense, I'm just saying that makes sense. But now we're about to get Berlanga and Resendez and Charlo versus Caleb Plant. So we getting a damn losers bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like an AAU tournament. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. But that's boxing. That's why I don't call it the sport, the business of boxing. That's the term. That's the right terminology. Um, Light heavyweight, we got three champions: Bivol, Benavidez, Ramirez. Bivol supposed to come back early 2026. Might fight his IBF mandatory Michael Eifert. Benavidez moving up to cruiserweight to face Zerto in May. And then Ramirez, he has a title defense against LeBron Richards, a new entry. And that's February the 5th in Canada. And then Zerto, talked about him. He might do a comeback fight, test out that shoulder. And then Gassiev is a new regular champion. Moses is his mandatory. Moses has a fight January 24th against Jermaine Franklin. He wins that. WBA should order that. Usyk, he's gonna fight Wilder. Look, now y'all see now, y'all stay with me. You know what I'm saying? This is educational purposes, right? As you guys see, Wilder is not rated in the top 15 yet. So once we see him come into these new rankings, you know it's on and popping because he hasn't been ranked by the WBA for a minute. He's only rated by one sanction body. That's the WBC. And they want their sanction fees. So we're gonna see Wilder probably once the fight is done, or once we know they got something popping. Because the way it happens, when a champion want to make a fight, like a voluntary, they have to notify the sanction bodies. Hey, I want to fight Deontay Wilder. We'll probably fight the end of April. So yeah, go ahead and get him a ranking. And that's what normally happens. So we don't see him now, but that's what I'm saying. With these talks, we don't hear the everyday, day by day talks, and we don't know what's always going on. So the reason why I like to cover the rankings is because when you see that happen, you know it's going to be official. You may not even hear nothing about that fight until the end of February. You know what I'm saying? And then by that time, Wilder should be in these rankings, and that's a strong indicator. Because why rank him now if you haven't ranked him before? Because he haven't done shit since the Herndon fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I be figuring shit out. I'm just that's just it ain't nothing hard. Ain't nothing I do something so crazy. I just be paying attention more than others. So yeah, that's what it is. Salute to everybody coming through the building though. I appreciate the time. Make sure you tap on that like button, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna cover the Amanda Serrano card. We haven't talked about that, but we're gonna cover it from top to bottom. Get ready for Saturday. You know what I'm saying? This is like the first kind of, we really don't have fight cards the first week of January. You know what I'm saying? So this is, we got to cover this and make sure everybody's tracking the times and where to watch it. So yeah, salute to everybody coming through. Shout out to Usyk for picking him. Yeah, bro. Yeah, get the brother in there. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait for it. Cheats 100. Yeah, salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate the time. Happy New Year to everybody, and I'm out.